Ever thought about expanding your vocabulary? Today we have a treat for you. We're venturing into the exciting realm of language, specifically focusing on vocabulary expansion. Why, you ask? A robust vocabulary not only enhances our communication, but also enriches our thinking. In this video, we'll explore 25 aptitude words, delve into their meanings, and even provide some example sentences to illustrate their use. So buckle up, language enthusiasts. Get ready to dive into a world of words you might not know yet. Our first word today is ineffable, meaning too great or extreme to be expressed in words. The beauty of the Grand Canyon, for instance, is often described as ineffable. Moving on, we have ephemeral, which signifies something that lasts for a very short time, like the fleeting beauty of a sunset. Next up is serendipity, a delightful term that refers to the occurrence of events by chance in a happy or beneficial way. Ever found a $20 bill just when you needed it? That's serendipity. Our fourth word, quintessential, is used to describe the most perfect example of a quality or class. Think of it as the ultimate, the epitome. For instance, Shakespeare is often considered the quintessential playwright. Finally, we have epiphany, a moment of sudden and great revelation or realization. Like when you suddenly understand a concept that's been puzzling you for a while. Already feeling your vocabulary expanding? Moving forward, our sixth word is aesthetic, which refers to a sense of beauty or taste. It's often used when discussing art or design. For instance, the aesthetic of the painting was minimalist and calming. Next, we have benevolent. This word is used to describe someone who is kind and generous. A sentence might be, the benevolent woman donated her lottery winnings to charity. Our eighth word is capricious. This describes someone who's impulsive or unpredictable. You could use it like this. The weather has been quite capricious lately, sunny one moment and rainy the next. Coming up next is dichotomy. This word means a division or contrast between two things that are represented as being entirely different. For example, the dichotomy between good and evil is a common theme in literature. Finally, we reach euphoria, a word that signifies a state of intense happiness or self-confidence. Like in, winning the competition filled her with euphoria. How many of these words were new to you? We're halfway through. Our 11th word is fervor, meaning intense and passionate feeling. Picture a scientist working late into the night, their fervor for discovery driving them onward. Next up is gregarious. This refers to a person who is sociable and enjoys being in crowds. For instance, your friend who's always the life of the party. They're likely very gregarious. Moving on, we have hypothetical. This word is used to describe a situation that is imagined or suggested, but not necessarily real. Like when you ask, what would you do in a hypothetical zombie apocalypse? Then comes intricate, which describes something that's very detailed or complicated. Think of a beautifully intricate piece of jewelry, with its complex patterns and designs. Our 15th word is juxtaposition, a term used when two things are placed close together with contrasting effect, like the juxtaposition of an ancient castle against a modern cityscape. Are you starting to sense the power of words? Next up, our 16th word is kaleidoscope, a complex pattern or sequence of images or ideas. Picture this. The festival was a kaleidoscope of colors and sounds. Pretty vivid, right? Moving on, we have labyrinth. A labyrinth is a complicated, irregular network of passages or paths which is difficult to find one's way. For example, the hotel was a labyrinth of corridors and rooms. Our 18th word is melancholy. It refers to a feeling of pensive sadness, typically with no obvious cause. You could say, she felt a wave of melancholy wash over her. Next is nostalgia. Nostalgia is a sentimental longing or wistful affection for a period in the past, like listening to that song filled him with nostalgia. And finally, we have omnipotent. Omnipotent means having unlimited power or able to do anything. An example is, in the novel, the character was portrayed as an omnipotent deity. Almost there. Are these words sparking your interest? Last but not least, our 21st word is paradox, a seemingly absurd or contradictory statement or proposition. When you're faced with a situation that is paradoxical, it means it's counterintuitive, like a wise fool or a cruel kindness. Moving on to quintessence. This elegant word refers to the purest or most perfect example of something. If you're called the quintessence of grace, take it as a high compliment. Next in line is resilience. It's the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties. Like a rubber band bouncing back, resilience is all about strength and endurance. Our 24th word is serene. Picture a calm and peaceful scene. That's what serene means. It's a state of tranquility, free from disturbance or turmoil. Finally, we have transcend. To transcend is to go beyond the range or limits, to surpass or exceed. Like a bird transcending the sky, it's about reaching new heights. And that's a wrap for our 25 words. What a journey through language we've had. We've traveled through the rich tapestry of the English language, exploring 25 words that can bolster your vocabulary and enrich your conversations. We started with serendipity, a delightful term that captures the joy of unexpected discoveries. We navigated the depths of melancholy, a word that can beautifully articulate feelings of profound sadness. We then ventured into the realm of quintessential, a word that embodies the essence of a thing or a person. We grappled with ephemeral, a term that reflects the fleeting nature of time and the transient moments of our lives. We embraced lucid, a word that symbolizes clarity and brightness. We also explored magnanimous, ambivalent, benevolent, and zealot, each word a unique gem that can add a sparkle to your conversations. We peered into the world of oblivion, a term that can articulate the state of being forgotten or unknown. We delved into serenity, a word that can convey a sense of peace and tranquility. We also navigated through ethereal, ubiquitous, sanguine, belligerent, cogent, dichotomy, enigma, fallacy, gregarious, harbinger, iconoclast, juxtaposition, and kinetic. Each of these words, with their unique meanings, can paint a vivid picture in the minds of your listeners. So why not weave them into your everyday conversations? Remember, the power of language is in your hands. Use it wisely and expand your horizons.